Hello, my name is Jamie and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Unlike any other YouTube channel that showcases Pokemon Go PvP content, mine exclusively showcases Shadow Pokemon. So, if you're into that type of content, I'd appreciate if you could like and subscribe.
So, let's get into today's video. In today's video, we are featuring a Charmer. I absolutely hate Charm. Charm's something that doesn't really suit my playstyle as it generates energy really slow. But, as a channel dedicated to Shadow Pokemon, we're going to have to obviously try out Shadow Granbull. It cost me a cool 550,000 Stardust, so let's give it a try. So, Granbull is weak to both Steel and Poison. So the perfect team partner is going to be Gliscor, as Gliscor is really good against Steel due to its ground flying typing. Obviously it can one-shot them Steel types such as Galarian Stunfisk, and it also resists Poison. So, to tie the team over, we're going to have a reliable, trusty safe switch. And obviously, we love Shadow Drapion, so that's going to get the nod. So, the movesets will be Shadow Granbull running Charm, Close Combat, and Crunch. We're going to have Gliscor. For the first time on the channel, we are going to be running Wing Attack. Due to the amount of poison types in the meta, and the amount of fighters which both resist the bug type move Fury Cutter, we're going to try it with Wing Attack. It's going to have Wing Attack, Night Slash and Earthquake as that nuke. And on the safe switch we're going to have the ever reliable Shadow Drapion running Poison Sting, Crunch and Sludge Bomb. So without any further ado, let's get into the battles. So in this first matchup we pick up a lead against a Mewtwo. I imagine this is a neutralish lead, we could probably 2-shield through it. However, we are going to look to switch out on 4, which we do here. We're going to catch the Side Strike, which is resisted, onto our trusty safe switch of Drapion. You can see there, it doesn't do a lot, and we're met by a Blastoise. This is great for us, as obviously Gliscor would not like to see a water type. So we're going to go straight for the Sludge Bomb, not expecting a shield. This Blastoise is super thick, it doesn't even do half health. They're at a charge move, and we are now going to let this go down. And I'll wait out my switch time. I'm going to hope that I can commit to the Charm down before they reach a move. Let's see how oppressive this Charm damage is. You can see the Charm is really shredding. However, they just managed to get to a move, so I'm going to have to shield it up. And one more Charm should take him out. I'm now hoping to get to the back-to-back crunch against this Mewtwo. We go straight for the first crunch without letting a confusion through, which is great. We draw a shield. And I'm hoping that I can reach this next crunch before I get confusion down. You can see there we just miss out, which isn't great. I'm now going to have to commit to the Wing Attack down. A charge move coming through. We are going to tank it. Gliscor is quite tanky. And we're going to see what they've got in the back. I managed to Wing Attack down. And in the back they've got a Lugia. So if we had more health, this would be an alright matchup. However, I don't even think a boost is going to save us from this point. You can see here in this first matchup, we just didn't have the alignment we wanted. As if we had Drapion on this thing, it would be a GG. You can see there the opponent smartly holds on to their shields. This last Night Slash is not going to be enough to draw the last shield. So the first match, we go off to a 0-1 start. GG's to that opponent. Granbull is one of them Pokemon you kind of either really hard win or really hard lose. So in this next matchup we pick up a dreadful lead against a Steel type, so we switch out straight away into our Gliscor this time. And we are met with a purified Snorlax. Snorlax is super bulky, they normally don't shield the first move, so I go straight for the nuke of Earthquake. And would you believe it, we draw a shield, which is quite strange. However, we have now got shield advantage. We allow the Body Slam to go through, and we're going to look to get to this Night Slash before they reach another Body Slam. This Night Slash should do a nice bit of chip damage, which it does. We draw the Snorlax to about half health, and we're going to let our Gliscor go down. Doesn't quite take us out, we get a few more Wing Attacks and now at about half health. So we're going to wait out our switch timer, and we're going to look to come in with Granbull and commit to the Charm down. Granbull is quite squishy, but we're not going to have to shield this Body Slam. Does around 40% health, and we're going to look to go for the Charm down. The extra shield did exit with energy, so I expect it to come in and immediately throw, which it does. We're going to shield this up. However, we're only a couple of charms away from the close combat. This close combat will either take him out or draw the last shield. Either's fine for us. Either way, if they draw a shield, I'm going to switch immediately to Drapion. So in comes Drapion. We've now got a shield advantage against Dragonite. So I'm going to have to try and have a charge move ready for the Excadrill in the back. So the first crunch comes through, does a nice bit of chip damage. The Dragonite is at a move. There's not really any point in me shielding, as the Excadrill would be able to take us out of a charge move. So I'm just going to let it go down. One charm would take out the Dragonite. However, they're at a move, and again, I'm not going to shield, as unfortunately, due to lack of alignment, this is going to be a GG. You can see in that matchup, if we did have our Pokemon in a different position, it would have been a hard counter win. However, we take a hard counter loss. So let's see in this third battle if we can get a win. So in this next matchup, we have our Granbull into a Mewtwo. So we saw how this played out in the first matchup. Not really a fantastic lead for us. So we count to 4, and again we look to catch on our Drapion. So we've wasted the Mewtwo's energy, and in comes the Drapion. The Mewtwo is staying in. I expect him to try and catch, so I throw in the middle of the confusion animation to make sure that they can't catch this crunch. The opponent actually lets it go down, so I imagine they are weak to Drapion in the back. And they bring in a Scrafty. You'd think this is a bad matchup for Drapion. However, these Sludge Bombs do almost half health, and they can only hit us with pops, as foul play would be resisted. Our Drapion has done its job, so we are going to allow it to go down. We're going to look to try and get to another Sludge Bomb. However, we're unable to do so, so I immediately switch out to try and draw out any counter to Gliscor in the back. And this is fantastic. We draw out the Abomasnow. Abomasnow would be hitting Gliscor for double super effective damage. However, our Granbull is going to be able to 2-shield through this Abomasnow. This is where you really see the oppressive charm damage. And now our Gliscor in the back is going to be able to wing attack that Scrafty down. I throw the close combat, not really for any particular reason, as this is already GG's. We bring the Gliscor in, and a couple of wing attacks will take the game. The opponent sees the writing on the wall and back out. So we managed to pick up a win. So in that matchup, Granbull did put in a lot of work, getting rid of the big threat of Abomasnow, and we're off to a 1-2 start. So in this next matchup, we have the Battle of the Charmers. I'm not entirely sure how this goes, I haven't simmed it, but I know that the Ninetales is a lot more bulky than us. However, we do manage to get the extra charm through, which might be enough to get us the tie. We manage to time our charge move and deny the fast move, so we're going to throw this crunch not to lower our defense. We draw the shield, and instead of letting us go down, we aggressively switch into Drapion, and we manage to poison sting down before they switch out. So we've got a nice bit of an energy lead on whatever comes in, and they actually bring in a Deoxys. Deoxys is definitely not a counter for Drapion, so I'm wondering what they got in the back. The crunch does almost half health, and we're already at another one. The opponent is going to have to shield this, or they'll be left with literally a couple of HP. So Drapion draws the shield. Opponent is going to throw a move. I imagine this is going to be the rock slide. They actually bait us with a Psycho Boost, which is a bit strange. They're at the back-to-back. This second Psycho Boost is hardly going to do anything, as we do single resist it. I'm now over farming heavily, and then I throw this crunch. This crunch will be enough to take out the Deoxys, and I'm hoping whatever's in the back, we're going to reach a charge move. In the back is a Jellicent. So this person's team was triple weak to the Drapion. Obviously, this is a Granbull Gliscor showcase, but we know how much I love Drapion. Here's a great example of why. So you've just seen Drapion sweep an entire team. GG's to that opponent. Off to a 2-2 start. Let's see if we can go positive in this last game. Granbull did pull his weight in that last game by taking out the threat of Ninetales. In this next matchup, we pick up a lead against a Lucario, and they switch out into Gengar. Gengar does resist charms, but you can see how much it's already done. I look to catch the move onto Drapion, which is resisted, and the Gengar is staying in. So this is another team that is weak to Drapion. I'm at the back-to-back crunch. We get a nice bit of lag. This first crunch will obviously take out Gengar. It pretty much one-shots from full health unless they shield, which they do. As I'm at the back-to-back, I immediately fire off this second crunch to see if the opponent wants to double shield. The opponent does double shield, as they're really not wanting that Lucario onto the Granbull. Lucario is neutral to charm due to its fighting and steel typing. However, Lucario is super squishy, so it looks like it's super effective. We can now bring in our Gliscor. We can tank all these moves. We're going to look to wing attack down. If the opponent brings back in that Lucario, we are going to be able to one-shot them with this Earthquake. Big Earthquake coming through. One-shots the Lucario, and in the back, they've got a Tangrowth. So a 2-shielded Granbull is going to be able to completely charm this thing down. You can see just a few charms. They're already at about 2/3 health. Opponent sees the right in the wall and back out. So that's GG's to that opponent. So, in this video, you can mostly see that using an oppressive squishy charmer like Granbull, you're either going to win really convincingly or lose really hard. There's no real in-between in this matchup due to its slow energy generation. You can't really pivot mid-games. You can either charm through something or you can't. Drapion did kind of pull us out. I think the Shadow Granbull and Shadow Gliscor both do have some play, but perhaps not in a triple shadow line. So, if you like this content, I'd really appreciate it if you smash that subscribe button. This team was really expensive to build, and I didn't really enjoy running it. I only ran it for 2 sets, which I went 3-2 in both. So, I'd just like to say thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.